Brought to you by OOC Productions, their first audio drama. A Man Called Stranger. The prologue. City Business. Finale. The Cliche. Starring Hard Seltzer as the Enforcer, Whip Hand as Packet Tracer, Confused Mistake as Cupid and Badge, the Grimbard as Stranger, and me, Grensey, as the Sheriff.
This sure has been a day, hasn't it?
Doesn't look like we're going to get paid in the end.
Well, for now, let's focus on staying alive. Then we'll discuss how much you owe me. This the spot?
Yeah, right underneath that pagoda-looking thing.
Okay. Keep watch. I won't be responsive when I'm in the ritual.
She began by drawing a bunch of circles on the ground, then a bunch of triangles along its circumference. By the time she was drawing other lines and shapes, it looked more like a star of sorts. I'd seen something like that before, but I just couldn't place it. I cherished my first real moments of silence all day. Staring at the glowing ember at the end of my smoke, burn away like all the reasons I could come up with for what I was doing. Regardless of whatever unfortunate series of circumstance and situations that brought me here, I was still here. Sure, I could blame the destitution I found myself in. I could blame the hollow and corrupt city. Most of all, I could blame my own greed. But this was far beyond the mere greed I started this with. There weren't any losses to be cut. We for sure as shit weren't ahead in anything. There was nothing to be done except for clearing my non-existent name, which, judging by the others, I don't need depending on the quality of life I'll settle for. So why was I here? The thrill of it all was a change of pace for sure, one that I was maybe enjoying a little more than skulking the underground being drunk. But there was something more, something familiar about this. Not what I was doing. That was really awful. I'd rather not do this shit specifically ever again. But it all did come with this weird sense of familiarity. Almost deja vu. Or was that just the Stockholm Syndrome of this neon-lit metal dystopian talking through me? Did I really care about the mayor? Or was I still trying to find a way to line my pockets without putting any more holes in them or me? How far would I really go? The most burning question in my mind: where?
Fuck already? Guys, we got C1 coming in hot.
Damn, they're hot on our tail. See if you can get through to the Enforcer. I think Cupid's going to need another minute. My eyes go up the street and my ears strain to hear the sirens. They're only a block or so away. Cupid was sat in her little magic circle and gave me a nod while closing her eyes. The engram was clenched in her hand and tattoos glowing a sharp pink with enough energy wafting off that I could feel it in the air. I strolled towards the street. I didn't get too far before a cop car and a C1 van came screeching down the street and onto the curb. I had my hands in the air before they were even out, and kept them there. Fingers splayed as they surrounded me.
Target located.
Affirmative. Target confirmed. Standing by.
Securing area now. 18, 22. You're with me and the sheriff. The rest of you, fan out.
Roger.
Whoa, no need to engage. I'm not reaching for anything.
Been looking for you, stranger. You're a hard man to track down.
I seem to be pretty good at not being caught by people trying to kill me.
You're wanted for questioning in relation to the murder and corporate fraud that we saw this morning. We've been trying not to kill you. Tau 22 had ample chance back at downtown, and that you get away instead of taking a kill shot, which she's been given orders not to do again.
Wow. If only I was so lucky. Appreciated gesture, regardless.
Tough guy, eh? Waiting for your orders there, Sheriff.
My eyes narrowed rather quickly. This 18 guy didn't have his helmet closed, and I could tell without the modulator that that was the voice of the man who broke into my home with the sheriff. But that was definitely the same uniform of the CWAT member I met in the alley that morning when I got the case. Was something not adding up? What was his name? Grizzly? So also codenamed 18 Tau.
Let's not be too antsy here. Hand back over the remaining engram and surrender. You'll be given your due process with Ensign. On my word.
Funny fact, I couldn't give it to you even if I wanted.
Why?
Honestly, I just don't have it.
I see. So you've already passed it on to your employer. I was hoping to do this the easy way, but it seems it's too late for that. If you're willing to talk, I'll put in a word. It might be lenient on you. Maybe you can get out the repayment program and serve a time in a hole somewhere.
Hold on, wait, roll this back. What employer? I gave it to the enforcer so you and CWAT wouldn't destroy it like you did the others. No one's paying me. Did someone say they were paying me? Did you get it in writing?
Who said we destroyed the others?
Then where are they? The sheriff lowered his gun and waved at the big grizzly guy. As he came close, I could tell it was definitely the man that I'd hit upside the face in my house earlier. To confirm it, they shot me a very dirty look. But they stretched out their arm and opened a compartment in their armor. Even with my eyesight, I could see within it sat 2 other engrams. Wait, then what are you doing here?
I was stopping you from getting rid of the last piece of evidence.
Look, I'm not too sure about you and what you're doing here, but I'm damn sure we're getting the evidence so we can hand it over to the enforcer before you kill us, like you might have done in the mare.
I didn't... Wait, how do you even know about that?
Did you not watch the soul scenes? The one I gave the enforcer clearly had the mayor being assassinated on it.
The enforcer? He's not part of this case. He just happened to be in Vatrick Row when we were responding to the incident this morning.
Why are we wasting time on what's probably more lies? There's no way they could have gone through that encryption if T-25 didn't.
Actually, ladies and gentlemen, that's where I come in.
The CWAT members flinched back and started looking around in alarm. A couple of them were tapping their helmets or wrist pads, but I could see that Tracer was giving them a up-close and personal rave show through their helmets.
And as the gods once said, let there be dark.
Hey, who shut out the lights?
The square was thrown into darkness as the whole block seemed to lose power. Fortunately, I instinctively ducked and splayed myself out on the ground, which honestly might have been my best plan of the day.
Hercules, HQ, this is Stout 10. We've got unknown Scryer on our pilot.
Come in, Team Tau. Please restate your status. Team Tau, come in.
We're blacked out. We're blacked out. We are blacked out.
Oh, you missed!
Sorry for no warning there. You good?
Winds intertwined, starlight rhyme. I didn't need the rest of my incantation, as I only need to move a few yards. Again, with perfect time as I felt a rush of someone passing by where I just was.
Where are you hiding, you squirrely bastard?
Close your eyes for a moment.
Figuring it was best to just listen to Packet, as he had control over the whole network, I scrunched my eyes shut. When I reopened, the whole square was relit, considerably brighter than before. A couple of streetlights popped from the power strain, raining us with sparks. Pain shot through my eyes, even through my shaded glasses.
Did you just flashbang the whole square?
Technically, I banged the whole block, but it won't keep Siwat out for long.
He was right, as Tau 22 was already on her feet and rushing at me. But I was ready, and I flowed past her trying to tackle me again. Now next to the sheriff, my left hand reached down and pulled up the gun I had taken from the enforcer, and I pressed it neatly against his back.
See? Not so fun when you're not the one with the guns pointed at you.
Well, let's talk about it then. What do you want?
Actually, I'd like to just go home and have a drink, but I don't see that happening under this circumstance.
Look, you're already involved in the mayor's death, corporate theft, and possible fraud. Do you really want to add more to that list? Put the gun down and make it easier on yourself.
I already told you I had nothing to do with any of those things, except for stealing the case. I did do that from a guy that was already dead. I had no idea that it was the mayor's aide, or what he had seen.
If what you're saying is true, then put down the gun. You haven't done anything wrong.
And be riddled with lead by you guys. That chance. She's holding a fragger 5 yards away. Even I can't move that fast. Counteroffer. How about they all go away, and I don't cover the metal floor with your blood?
Well, clearly one of y'all is lying. Maybe we should just waste both of you and let the execs deal with the paperwork.
You've been itching all day, Tau 18. You do not fire on the sheriff or the suspects without my order. This now goes beyond our case. If any of them had to do anything with the mayor, then they'll be taken in for questioning and the sheriff sent to the ward. You will stand down now, Sergeant.
You guys are talking like I'm not the one here holding the gun. As far as I know, any one of you could have killed the mayor.
Actually, it's neither. Spacer, you might want to lower the gun.
Cupid came up from a few yards away. A member of Siwat was behind her with a gun to her back. She had her hands up and the new soul scene she had been making was in her palm. Oh, and how is lowering my gun going to help?
It will. Definitely wasn't him.
Did you see who the shooter was?
No, but I managed to glimpse enough. Ellerson was on the comms with him when he got shot. Packet is confirming.
Hello there, Mr. Sheriff Man. Please stand by as I hack your comm link. You know, Ensign could really use some better encryptions because I can confirm he was on the other end of the city.
I sighed and lowered my gun. I didn't holster it, just kept it hanging loosely at my side. That's great, but where does that leave us?
Guns down, Tau. If this is just a misunderstanding, these 3 have actually been helping us this entire time.
More like trying to stay alive, but whatever loads your guns, right? Can I put my hands down now? I've been holding them up for nearly an hour.
Yeah, go ahead. I want you 3 taken back to HQ where we can begin sorting out this mess and figure out who's the actual shooter.
My gun slipped back into its holster and I was opening my mouth to agree. But when I looked up, I saw a red dot flash across the sheriff's chest.
Look! Sniper! Sniper on the north side!
Fuck it, wind's intertwined. I threw my hands back and my body burst forward on a rush of air, and I all but shoulder checked the sheriff just in time. We both went tumbling from the force of the wind blast, and by the time we were up, there was was a firefight going on around us.
Oh, we've got incoming.
No shit.
We've got company.
A lot. Converging from west and east. It's like 3 fucking squads. Pincer tactics.
Hold the square. Badge and 18. You are with the sheriff.
I copy that.
Clear to engage.
Hellcat formation.
Roger that. Yep.
Place them and waste them.
Location. Wait for movement. Smoke him.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay worse.
I pushed myself to my feet as I see the laser coming again, and I threw myself even further backwards. There was a fist-sized hole where I was a moment before. Behind little cover, I closed my eyes for just a second, letting the evening breeze flow across me. Starlight rides. The wind rushes my body across the square, and I come up to a stop right next to Cupid. Well, we both go flying a few feet and skid a few more. But the next shot echoes somewhere beside us and not through us. And fortunately, she landed better than me and managed to catch me by the hem of my coat, whipping it back to pull me behind the cover of a chest-high wall.
Locked out. Something just rejected me entirely out of the system. Only connected to you two and the sheriff.
Chest-high walls made for excellent cover, as at least a dozen shooters were coming down at us from both sides.
Clear to engage.
On your left.
Right there. Take the shot. Positive. I get one.
Watch my 6.
Engage. Hit him. I'm engaging. Roger that. Back. Firing.
C-Wad wasn't particularly fussed as they were already moving to engage, but the sheriff came scrambling beside us, swearing loudly as ricocheting bullets bounced around.
I need you two out of here. Get into the car with 18. He'll take you to our HQ. Get there and by all means wait for me.
Alright. You think you can use that trick again, Spacer?
I can really use a moment. I'm very low on energy. I haven't had a calf in like an hour, and a good one in even longer. Trying not to die is really draining on the soul. Does someone have an energy bar or something?
No time, stranger. I'll lay down cover fire. You two just make a run for it.
The sheriff didn't wait for an answer as he pulled back his jacket and pulled out a short, stubby, sawn-off shotgun that was on a sling. I gulped down a breath of air, and then started counting down on my fingers to Cupid.
I'm pinned down!
By the gods, this day has been awful.
I am greatly regretting taking your job.
If I ever do something as dumb as steal another briefcase like this again, I give you full permission to shoot me.
I'll take you up on that. Where are we going?
The member of C-Wad, now with his mask off and definitely the man I had a scuffle with last night, didn't reply. Just kept driving. The sounds of the gunfight were quickly fading away in the background, and we sped down several streets into downtown. At the moment, I was content to sit back, just catch my breath and rest my muscles. Using my abilities felt a lot worse than it looked, and I was really feeling every throb and stabbing pain.
So, how would you really get involved in all of this?
I must sound like a broken record because I keep on repeating the same thing no one seems to understand. I saved a dead guy. He had an expensive-looking case. I stole it because I am a broke-ass bitch. I had no ulterior motives other than my own self-preservation.
Huh. Seems like a little honesty feels good now and again, now doesn't it? The truth is an expensive commodity nowadays.
You say that like someone who deals exclusively in lies.
Well, when you wear the mask for so long, even some of the lies become truth at some point.
Let me guess. You've been wearing the mask a long time.
Longer than you've been alive. Longer than this dump ever existed.
You assume a lot for a person whose name you don't even know. But I won't hold it against you, since I'll assume you just mean you worked on the Croatian Ecumenopolis before the crash. What's that been, like 500 years? You don't think you should get a career change?
This place is more than just the remnants of an empire's crown and jewel. Even when it was that, there was always more to this place. You wouldn't understand.
I understand quite a lot of things. Try me.
There's more in this city than you'll ever know. Something important, holy, something to be protected at all costs.
And
And
I just didn't take you for the zealous religious type.
look at this place now. Trash piled on top of more trash. Its soul rotten from the inside, broken on the out.
Oh, come on, so what? So you've dedicated your life to protecting it, to saving it. You think that's a unique notion in this universe?
Some things are bigger than oneself. They require hard choices, sacrifices for the greater. Something people like you just wouldn't understand.
Oh, cry me a river. Maybe you understand a lot more than you think. Maybe I think there's more important things, and none of them are in this godforsaken swamp.
Then what is it you want?
Honestly, at this point, to get out of this place.
And aside from that,
I want all of this day to be over. I might have gotten greedy while doing a questionably good thing, but I feel the price has been paid, with interest.
I don't doubt it. You're up to your neck on a fool's errand with the misfortune of not even knowing what you're stumbling through. Even Johnny thinks you must be the unluckiest of bastards to get involved in this mess.
My eyes narrowed on the back of his head. First name basis with the enforcer. Oh yeah? That's the enforcer, isn't it? What else did he say?
You wouldn't care to know. Nowadays, he's just a slab of meat barely held together by prototypes and, well, I'd say sheer will at this point. Has all sorts of thoughts now. But hey, that's just what this city does to you now, isn't it?
Space it.
You know, there seems to be some kind of miscommunication, you could say, going on. I can only help but wonder.
Oh yeah? You know, they say wandering be a little bit dangerous.
You know, just wondering about the little things. Like who's the one that actually shot the mayor? Why my whereabouts seems so known. And what I've uncovered. Who's actually involved.
Stranger.
Cupid was staring at me with alarmed eyes that shifted from me to the window and back rapidly. Picking up on the very subtle hint, I focused on the outside of the car. I was surprised to see the edge of the city in front of me. The eastern swamp docks are right beside the car as we are making our way through the dock district. Why are we here? No reply. Almost instinctively, a gun slid into my hand.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
And why not?
Because regardless of what you think you figured out, it's nonetheless too little too late.
You sound very confident. You want to put some money on that? You want to make that bet? You want to roll them dice?
Keep your wires straight there, boy. I'm just taking you to talk to someone.
And if I don't? And if I twist my wires all up? Just because, hypothetically.
And what do you have to gain by doing all that? You want them answers? I'm taking you to the answers. Just not in the way you expected.
You would also be driving us to our deaths.
Or worse, a corporate meeting.
Probably. But you don't think I was just gonna drive you in the back of my car with no precautions? You really want to know what's in store if I stop or you get out before we're there?
And how do I know you're not just bluffing? That's the exact bluff I'd say in a heartbeat.
Because I'd rather have blown your brains out in the square. But the boss does want a word.
If you want to blow this bitch, stranger, got your back.
Oh, be patient. It's just a little further. I promise no harm will come to you before you speak to the boss.
Well, since we're already on this ride, might as well not get off halfway. It's always fun to get to see where it all ends. You know, how I like to trace things until the end. Some people even call me Tracer because of it.
What?
You know, people call Tracer as me sometimes.
Since when? I have never heard anyone call you that. Does Packet know it? Oh. Yes, right. Yes. Trace things. Tracer. Call you Tracer. I see.
Grizzly's eyes flashed at us in the rearview mirror, but I shrugged and settled back as he took us into the warehouse district, pulling into the first row of warehouses before telling us to get out. There was already another car there, parked right in front of us with the headlights beaming in our face. This felt like a speaking place as much as I'm sure the butcher's chopping block does an alligator. They flicked off the lights as we exited. It was definitely the town car that we had seen in the Allersons' home. The car we arrived in pulled out behind us and came to a stop at the entrance to block any easy escape. That didn't matter. More interestingly, the same exec that we saw at the mayor stepped out of the car and made his way to us. An enigma wrapped in a well-tailored suit, with a presence that just exuded an aura of authority and danger. His sleek clothes only insinuated his perceived wealth, as he stood already like a sentinel of authority over us. His eyes sharp as a blade, but betraying a hidden darkness beneath his polished exterior. For if looks could kill, my head would roll. He was the city personified, the truth of the city's hidden underbelly, a puppet master, pulling the strings of those foolish enough to do what I did.
You make sure we are not disturbed.
And two more were behind him. Armored response team members, not as expensive or well-dressed as Siwat, but recognizable for the 5th time I'd seen them in their handguns. They had them quite openly displayed at their sides.
Well, if it isn't the thorn that has been in my sight all day.
Nice meeting place. Love the view.
Usually I have these meetings in a more comfortable place, but you two have been all over town now, haven't you? Hard to track down. Easier to meet here.
Well, I'm usually more of a get-down type of guy, aren't I?
So you say. You've definitely gotten down quite a bit in the muck of it today.
Right. Yeah? And what do you know about that?
Theft of corporate property, breaking and entering, unregulated use of magic and weapons. Assume I know everything, because for all intents and purposes of your miserable lives, I do.
Really? Because I really do know a whole lot. For instance, the magic in this place, real fucked.
Oh, really? Well, it seems you have been quite busy, scurrying from here to there like a rat. fact has cost us a fair amount today.
Yes, well, sorry, not sorry.
You should be. I'm sure you are well aware of what happens when you cost a corporation too much.
So what do you want then?
Usually I'd be here to collect on a debt, but people like you have their uses. I have witnessed good work ethic with the two of you.
You remember to tip well. The city is pretty fucking expensive.
Well, here is your tip. Now that I've gotten a good look, a spacer and a fixer, maybe instead of me killing you, there can be a promotion in your near future.
I don't need any of that. I'm just a stranger.
Yes, from what my people tell, you are quite new here. Where are you from? You look like a...
Space. I'm from space. A stranger from space.
As you wish. Regardless, the two of you have cost an amount of resources, but I don't see why we can't come to some sort of arrangement, a deal of sorts.
Oh yeah? And I'm sure it has no catches whatsoever, I'm sure.
Well, my dear Cupid, XM, girl who now operates out of the Chromium, under the always charming manager. If both you and the stranger from space drop whatever it is you think you're doing, I'll let you come work off the debt you have incurred to me.
Really? How gracious. And what's the benefits?
I really don't like your manners, but I'll let it slide given the circumstance you're in. High stakes and tension can steel the nerves of some, but hollow the bones of others. Sunken Star has a lot to offer you. Housing, allowances. I could even set you both up with new soul brands.
Oh, soul brands, you say? So like we can be real citizens of this swamp and get real wage slave jobs?
I do not like your tone. Does that not sweeten the pot enough for you?
Well, since I'm not actually soulless, I don't really like corpo food all that much, and honestly, not liking you so much either. I think I'm gonna have to pass. Cupid?
Do you even have to ask? I fucking hate corpos. And Sunken is second-rate swamp trash.
I see. I was hoping you'd come around, but honestly, what's a few more dead soulless? Grizzle, Jonathan, take care of this, and then go clean up that sheriff and your old team. Goodbye, you two. I would say I hope you have good afterlives, but I doubt it.
Well, fuck. The exec got back into his car without another word. The other two did not get back in with him. No, they were joined by 4 more. As the executive pulled away, 18 Tau, Grizzly, whoever he was, and another flanked us from behind, making us locked in tighter than I wanted my hand around my own neck for getting us into this.
I left the rifle in Packet's car and I'm running pretty low on magic. You?
I glanced between her and the others. We maybe had a moment, but for me, it was more than enough. Out here on the docks, my coat was billowing in the wind. Even if it was stank swamp air, it rolled over us. I have a plan. When I disappear, make a run for the docks. Packard shouldn't be too far behind at this point if he's been following.
You're going to take on 6 RT units.
No, I'm going to stall them. I can move really quick. You need a head start.
Why not just take me with your little magic airflow?
Because it doesn't work like that. And I'm about to do a whole bunch of other things, so go on, get.
I'm not letting you sacrifice yourself, you irritating man. We can just shoot our way out of this.
And when more come, I'm right behind you, just get going.
Fine. This plan better work and I don't get shot in the asshole running.
I turned away to face Grizzly and the other behind us. All in all, we had 3 handguns, 2 rifles, 1 guy with glowing tattoos and a sword, and another wearing robes with glowing hands. We all know what to do first in this situation.
Look, you really should just hold still and die. Won't even hurt that much.
Wings intertwined.
What was that? Yeah, it sure is windy out here, but...
A starlight rhyme. He must have realized what I was doing as his rifle went up, followed closely by the others. Their spell sword was already moving. Cupid was turning around. All of them were too late. Soulburn, be my bind. Usually when I use this ability, it feels like suddenly getting rammed from behind, launched forward through the air. Hard to control, hard to stop. But this time, it felt more like my body was being torn to shreds. I was weightless, formless, but I was moving. I peered behind the mage beside Grizzly. He wasn't expecting me so soon. But he got well introduced to my metal fist as it collided with the back of his skull. Always geek the fucking mag. Alright, which one of you fuckers is next? Got him. Eat him! I reappear again, further back this time to draw attention away from the fleeing Cupid. My pistol is off my belt and in my hand, and I'm firing wildly, forcing the other riflemen to take cover before I spin around, whipping out the other I have to force Grizzly back. The swordsman was ready for me. He spun around to meet me as I appeared behind him, blade slashing out first with speed that caught me off guard. He was fast and on me in a second, slamming me square in the chest with a metal boot. Magic will. I knocked his blade aside with my left and shot him in the leg with my right. Then I pushed myself once more. I poofed again and reformed a few yards away, stumbling as I felt my energy drain. Flowing through the wind and appearing around the corner of the warehouse. Oh, fucking hell. You better be dying over there, because I'm a little preoccupied right now.
Where are you? We're coming around.
Alright, Matt's awake. That was fast. Hey, pull up on the street. I'll be right there. Man, this sniper is a terrible shot. People think that abilities, firepower, augments, all of those is what makes you powerful. And under normal circumstances, they'd be right. But the true test of power is what happens when all that is stripped away. When there's nothing left, what are you? I can't say for you, but for me, boy, you should see me go. Get up, get up, get up! Cut! Motherfuckers, how many bullets do you guys have? Fuck. What is that? Alright, gentlemen, I think this is my cue to make a hasty exit. You have a good night now, and let's not do this again, yeah?
So, how'd your little plan go?
Would you believe me if I had said I've had a lot worse?
Seriously, who is this guy?
Honestly, if I knew, I would tell you. Just get going.
Where are we going?
I don't know. Ugh, definitely not fucking Ensign. We can't trust Ensign after that.
Pretty sure we can trust the sheriff. Allerson and him seem to have been tight before he died.
Yeah? How do you know?
I read their text to each other. Weird stuff.
How weird. Actually, wait, I don't want to know.
We need some kind of actual proof of what's going on. But where are we gonna get that?
Could you take another soul scene? Let's say, one of a dead body?
Yeah? But from who?
Well, it didn't take long for us to get back. Back to where all of this started.
Wait, you just left him there?
Yeah, but so did the sheriff. It's not like I was gonna take him home with me.
No, you only took his case.
Oh, he's already covered in nuggets. I don't want to do this anymore.
Well, look at it this way. Either we get the info out of him now, or they're gonna try to get it out of us. Only we don't have it. He does. See the problem we're going to run into?
Oh, and what does he have?
You know, I'm getting real tired of you pointing guns at me. If you don't cut it out, I'm gonna take it from you.
I think it's right comfortable where it is. Not a move, stranger.
Why are you doing this? We're on the same side. We gave you the evidence, and we're getting more.
Right, you are. That would be the aide's body, isn't it? And with the only possibility of identifying the shooter?
Yes, but...
Wait, don't answer that.
Oh, what the fuck, man? That's nasty. Now I'm covered in garbage and brain juice, and I don't know what is worse.
You'll have to forgive me, whoever you are. Just making sure you can't continue making matters worse.
In unison, all three of us were about to make a break for it.
Ha 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 ha. There we go. All the little rabbits in the trap where they belong.
What? Why are you stopping us from identifying the shooter now?
Seems like not all of you have all the pieces together. I usually like to see the expression of realization turn into one horror.
Come on. You see, stranger? This is why we kill cops.
Oh, I see. The enforcer's been the shooter. I should have seen that one.
Oh, and what do you think you know?
I don't really think they actually know anything. I think they're just making it up as they go along.
You'd be surprised. Contrary to my appearance, I do pay attention to the little things. I know a lot of things about a bunch of stuff.
Oh, you think now is a good time to be a wise guy? Come on, spill it.
Hush now. Don't prod him, Johnny.
Yeah, don't you know there, Johnny boy? You never prod the wild animal when it's backed into a corner. Who knows what I'll do? I might get wild.
Listen, you. How about you can pay attention to this? You're done. Your little stories, they all end right here, right now.
I sincerely doubt I'm about to be that lucky. Something tells me worse things than you have tried.
Worse things than me? You don't know a lot of worse things than me. You don't know what I've done, who I've done it for, or what I'm prepared to do.
Oh man, please do not start monologuing and just shoot us. This day's already been awful enough.
Nah, I'm good with some monologues. Get it rolling, I've got all day.
How about instead I get my guns out and we can make this even?
Any of you move and I'll be adding some street trash blood into the mix of garbage juice in this alleyway.
Are you sure about that? There's three of us and all you have is a rifle, an enforcer who can't shoot very well. Kinda like our odds.
Oh yeah? Then what makes you say that?
That would be because of the first time we met, wouldn't it? He had a high-powered rifle because he was looking for Polyak. He's not part of CWAT, and by the sheriff's own words, he wasn't working with him. So I guess Ensign has a little leak now, don't they? You and him have been filling in each other, and I think someone else. Not the sheriff, but something's been going on for a while now, huh?
Don't answer him, Johnny. He's just fishing for information.
Okay, mister, that other guy seems of a good sort, my ass. You knew to be looking for me at the Chromium because you followed us from Rumiab Hill. And while we're on that subject, what cop lets what he thinks to be criminals run off to get evidence? Unless it's something you don't need, huh?
Or already knew what was inside. Bet they saw us leave the Allerson house to look for the sniper's nest. Because it was his nest.
Damn. They've just had us running around cleaning up their mess for them, haven't they?
Ah, what a fine story. That's it? That's all you got?
Well, feel free to start correcting me when I'm wrong. You would know.
Don't listen to him. We got a job to do. Now let's double tap him and skedaddle.
You really want to try that again? You know that I'm faster than you, and your enforcer isn't as infallible as you might think. Already disarmed him like twice now.
You think you can fight an enforcer? You spacers really are as arrogant as they say. You haven't seen half of what he can do.
Arrogant? Or calculated? There's the fact that he clearly has no proper weapons training with handguns. Is really, I'm going to take that gun from him again, and this time when I return it, it's going to be one bullet at a time.
Let's get this straight. So you're claiming he's the shooter, but he also doesn't know how to use guns. Your story's already slipping.
What is this, a court of law? Who are you trying to convince here? He used a teched-out sniper rifle for killing Allerson, his little dinner party, us in the cafe, us in Gola Square, and then again on us in the docks. I'm not an idiot.
All those augments clearly do not help with shooting.
You really think you got it all figured out, huh?
I might be a spacer, but I am still a natural Telthorian. I've got exceptional hearing. I feel like that's not a common blessing down here. Most of you seem just extra tough or magically inclined.
Yeah, no, according to scientific theory.
Getting your hearing blessed by Talfor Atonement hasn't happened in over a century.
Look, I don't know what to tell you. I keep on hearing that raspy breathing before a sniper shot almost blows my head off. You should really lay off the soy fries and maybe do some more cardio. Maybe get his augs checked. His voice modulator is really terrible. The two shared a look over us. I could see 18's face sour, and he tightened his grip on his rifle. The enforcer, on the other hand, was beginning to pace, his gun unsteady in his shaking hand.
Huh? That's it? Some conjecture and circumstantial clues with your magic hearing and you got me?
And I consider that a confession.
Well, call me impressed. Even the sheriff wasn't sure whose side I was on. I had him in all Ensign fooled, but you two show up and in a day you think you were going to unravel it?
Stop amping yourself up, Johnny. What are they gonna do? You think you got evidence on us you can just waltz into Ensign? And then what? You think they're gonna take the words of a bunch of street rats over a CWAT sergeant or an enforcer? No one's going to believe what we did if you say it, and we'll deny it. Not after we've had you clean it up and tie it all nicely into a bundle for us.
Honestly, at this point, I don't care what happens next. I'm just happy to hear you admit it.
Well, you can take your smug victory with you to the afterlife. Think I've had quite enough of these silly little quips of yours for tonight.
Really? You're not even gonna congratulate me on figuring it out while flying by the seat of my pants? Well, appreciation. I could make quite the detective.
All you are is someone who's stuck their nose too deep into someone else's crack, and now is gonna lose their life as a consequence.
If anyone would actually recall properly, I wanted nothing to do with this. At this point, I think I'm just doing it because what else am I going to do? Just a good cause.
And to clear our names. And I'm still hoping to get paid now that my house got wrecked.
You should have just given us the case and the sprawls. But let's put them worries to a rest.
Wait.
What?
I'm still trying to stall.
Oh, you're not pulling that little wind trick again. I know I can't hit you, but when I hear your incantation, I'll shoot the nerd first.
What? Why me? Keep pointing your gun at him.
I mean, do whatever you want. Shouldn't be a problem in just another moment, really. I'm still just stalling.
Oh, do you now? What do you think you're stalling for?
We have located the targets. Moving in now. Down positions with the sheriff. Trap them all in.
What?
That would be for me, Enforcer Jonathan. Put down your weapon, and we're going to have a nice, long conversation about corruption and corporate overreach.
Oh great, a standoff. Now we got a lot of guns being pointed at us. Sybil is gonna love this.
Well, how nice of everyone to join us. Was hoping you weren't going to catch on so quick there, kiddo.
You keep your traitorous mouth shut, bastard.
Can you really blame me? Look what Insane's done to us. Done to Johnny. Sunken has a plan to fix this godforsaken hole. Be part of the solution, Badge, not the problem.
Swamp rat like you ain't worth my shine. Commission open fire.
Pick the freelancers alive for a soul read. Waste the other two traitors.
Wait.
What now, stranger?
I'm still stalling. Could we have just like one more moment?
What on earth could you possibly be?
Oh, got it. That was tense. Never done that standing up before. Might have shredded the guy's soul a little. Oh well.
You good? You got the soul scene?
Oh yes, so, since everyone's here, how about we get this party really started,
Well played. You've only scratched the surface. What do you think you'll do now? Just go tell the whole city? And what? It means nothing. It's just another corporation power move. You are all helpless.
Well, actually first, I'm gonna take your gun, and then I'm gonna punch your teeth in.
That's enough, Johnny. We need to end this.
Sorry for latency. Now you are dead.
It all happened in a blur. 18 was blasted to the side by Cupid and Seawat pushed in. I spun around at the roar to see the Enforcer's body begin morphing. Its muscles rippling beneath its clothes before expanding enough to burst out of the coat, revealing pulsating wires and tubes jutting off of his enlarged back and arms. His eyes glowed a cybernetic green that matched the ball of energy appearing in his open palm. His skin was stretched and gaunt as he was now towered over us, footsteps cracking the floor as he moved.
You're right, that is worse.
Tau, intercept.
Copy that. Moving to engage.
Packet, engram.
Open fire.
I saw a brief sparkle in the air, only for a moment before it landed in Tracer's hand. He clenched his fist tightly as he tried to flee, or was forced to dash from side to side. avoiding the enforcer's fist as it was leaving deep dents in the metal from the impacts. Packet ping-ponged off the walls as he tried to get good footing. Mostly, he ended up tripping forwards and sprawling himself over the dirty floor.
No. This is your guy's job.
His hand shot up and 22 Cal grabbed the engram in her stride. Her and the Seawat captain moved deftly and rushed around the prone nerd. But their bullets mostly pinged off the enforcer as it stomped towards them, flashing first with 10 Tau and slamming him into the alley wall before throwing his ball of energy at 22. Winds intertwined. I appeared beside her for a split second, pushing her out of the way as I slid past the enforcer.
Sorry, I'm out of energy.
Hey, you, hold on to this.
Well, isn't that trusting of you?
I don't want it to get destroyed when I go with the phase 2 route. Use that piece should have used cover me, then get your ass out of here.
Sheriff moved past me, clashing with the huge guy. Surprisingly, he stood his ground and grappled him to the side, slamming the enforcer hard enough into a wall to shake the whole alley we were in. My hands came up with a gun in each as I narrowed my eyes on the sights with the whole alley in view. I was about to open fire at the enforcer, but I saw 18 rise behind Cupid.
Cupid, move it!
My shots pinged off the enforcer, and 18 was ready for me this time. He dodged my later shots, reclosing the distance to punch me again. But he froze halfway as a pink Imperial arrow shot through his shoulder.
Thank you.
Send your car, go!
Going. Not so fast there, you little shit.
Oh, fuck off. A starlight ride. The enforcer pushed Sheriff off and shot by, missing me initially, but only because it gave me barely enough time to trigger my magic. When I reformed, I had to push myself back to avoid being turned into a flat cake.
Go! I've got it!
Well, sometimes you should be good at following orders. AT was in my way again. His shots weren't able to hit their target as I bounced off the alley walls in a windy rush.
Stop pointing fucking guns at me.
Hells. See what? Cover the big guy.
Yeah, I think you got him. Got them both.
Oh, fucking hell, that was me.
I was trying to shoot him. You moved too fast.
Shouldn't we be running?
Honestly, been waiting to do that.
Clutching my bleeding shoulder, I moved over to where 18's slumped body was prone on the ground. I picked up his nice-looking rifle and slung it over my shoulder.
That hurt. Well, you know I'm taking this.
Have you not learned to stop taking things, you kleptomaniac of a...
Hey guys, Seawat is not going to hold that off for much longer.
Well, we've got the evidence. Load up in Cupid's car, let's mosey on down to the Ensign HQ, hopefully not get thrown in jail or whatever the repayment program is. Is that slavery? It kind of sounds like slavery.
It's... worse.
So much worse.
Noted. Let's not do that. Fuck you, man.
18 might have only stirred slightly, but the kick was reflex at this point, and with enough force to send him across the alley into a pile of garbage beside the others. It hurt me as much as it did him.
God
God fucking damn it. Is that what I think it is?
Fucking beacon. Fucking corpos get all the toys.
Definitely is. You grab the shoulders, I got the legs. Pink girl, got the space.
Kurwa nахуй. Kurwa mać. This is not the fucking case you said it was, Sheriff. I don't know how much paperwork this is going to be.
Just some help. You, Magiker, can you do that thing that you did on me again? Easily. Alright. On my call, Captain, prepare a water spell.
Is that actually going to work? So, no?
And now it's angrier. Plan B. Spacer, you better have another one of those plans.
Of course. So as we ran down the streets, I pulled out my comlink and pulled up the contact information that Kid had sent me.
Can't chat. Corrupt cops chasing us in the Vatican Row. Can you help? I'm gonna take that as a yes. Ensign HQ in the row. Get there as fast as you can.
Are we good?
I hope so.
I'll ride with you. Tau provide cover, then disperse. Rendezvous at HQ.
This doesn't sound like good.
I have a feeling we're about to find out. Now drive!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and other denizens of SET. We're coming at you live from Vatican Row for the second time this week, where an unknown response team is in hot pursuit that's looking a lot like hot garbage. This time we have confirmation that it's a group of freelancers with stolen goods and at least one hostage. But only 3 wheels and 2 doors. They're driving fast, they're driving furious, and they seem to have little regard for comrades or family as they're blazing through the residential area like they have ants in their pants, or like being chased down the street at 195 miles per hour. They have wrecked a good stretch of Road 88 and can be seen turning into the Upper East Side, hitting a they hit a bystander hard enough that the right side mirror has just dislodged and now can be considered a surface-to-air missile, folks. But hold on just a moment, my dear viewers. In a surprise turn of events, while running on fumes, mostly rims and the goodwill of the people, and seemingly now with the back end dislodged, a few of them literally running, this ragtag and societal menace of a group seem to be making it for the ensign security prison of Sector 9 for some reason. Well, I'm not gonna argue. They've made it with little more than the frame of the car, and enough burned rubber that I can smell it from here, folks, and it does not smell good. I cannot comment on their actions, but we can see them being pulled out of the vehicle right now by the deputies. Oh, and the deputies are being as generous with the nightsticks as the driver was with the gas pedal. Oh, but wait, my dear viewers, what's this? There's even more! The sheriff of Sector 9 himself he's just exited the vehicle with the trunk. And he's unharmed. He's corralling the deputies and he's turning them away and waving them off? Hold on, viewers, we're gonna try and get a closer look at the situation.
Good morning, freelancers, and good evening, my fellow SET City Party people! Now, what a wild day for the wage slaves it's been. While most of us were sound asleep in our beds, completely unaware of the city's happenings, some of our dear own were very busy causing absolute glorious havoc everywhere from the southeast of downtown to uptown. After the sheriff of Sector 9's press release just now, we can confirm the accusations against his aide Palyuk and the death of Mayor Ellison was weeks ago. But with Paola confirmed dead in this morning's incident, and not at the hands of yesterday's incident's perpetrators, it's been filed with no relation to any one of the major corporations or companies. The mayor is unreachable for comment, and his last public appearance was today in order to announce a rebranding of the dock expansion plan, as they return to the drawing board in the face of the freelancer on a Chemex-style levels of chaos it's caused. And finally, my friends and listeners, the rumors of connections to Sunken Star Enterprises is reportedly baseless and alleged, as stated by Executive S of their Public Outreach Office to be propaganda and a psyop of the larger corporations made to disenfranchise and distance consumers from them and their top-tier services. What a load of...
And that's when we came crashing in through here. But you were there for that last bit, so, you know.
Uh-huh. And that's everything. Not a single detail out.
By Talthor and Talmud themselves, I spoke to you no lie, and maybe like 3 half-truths.
Fair. Well, luckily for you, all the evidence we can find paints the same picture. If it wasn't for me, and the recording of the Enforcer, it may have been too circumstantial for the board. But they've agreed that you've had no real fault in the grand scheme of things, and it's cheaper to let you go.
Good, then we can leave, I'm sure. Stroll right on out.
You hold tight in here. I'm gonna get the others.
The sheriff got up and walked out, leaving me alone for the first time in a couple days now. I stared at the mirror covering the interrogation room wall and wondered who was on the other side, as the only face staring back was the haggard and exhausted one of my own. I wondered if we had made the right choice, as I shook the shackles around my wrist and arms. The irony of the day was not lost on me. But I laid back and waited, patiently. Fortunately, it wasn't for long, as soon the door opened, and my new comrades came in, just as shackled as me. But the sheriff was behind them, and he went around and uncuffed us, allowing us to sit down, comfortably in the chairs.
Luckily for you three, at the end of the day, you got a rat out of my ranks and revealed a plot Sunken Star had to overthrow what little of a political scene we might have left. In light of these events, all crimes technically committed will have been officially pardoned. You have my personal thanks.
I did the negotiations. Much easier now that our friend here is now a shiny new marshal.
Well, isn't that great? Let's all hold hands and sing a song. I'm glad you're getting credit for all my hard work, but since this has actually turned out to be a huge waste of time, and I'm pretty sure I'm out more money than I started with, can I please go now?
Hold on there. As Miss Cupid said, she negotiated for all 3 of you with me, and I'll admit I'm impressed by the work for you 3, albeit flying by the seat of your pants. But regardless, I'd like to offer you 3 something.
Oh, for rot's sake. I've already told you 1,000 times that I'm not—
I know 257595. You technically have a brand, but only barely. I now have the authority to hire all 3 of you. Packet Tracer as network security contractor, Cupid's skills could be valuable as a liaison with contractors and freelancers.
Do I get all the proper benefits?
Of course. Here are the details.
Done. I'm in. Deal. Tell me where to sign and where to cash my first check.
No oversight, yes? I'm not about to become a wage slave like him.
None. Strictly liaisoning when we need work in the shadows. Just as agreed.
Alright. That's just extra revenue for me. I will sign.
And you, Spacer. Not even a name on your brand, just a number. You sure you don't want a job? You could use one by the looks of you.
You know, I feel like I've already lived the life of a wage slave, so I'm going to pass. If I ask a third time, will my wish come true?
I figured you'd say that. That's why I got you this.
Alright, fine, give it here. Form 583. Independent Contractor Application. What is this?
Pretty rare we give these out. Only to specialist mercs or delvers. But I feel making an exception for you is a good idea. At bare minimum, it's more freedom of movement, and it means us not getting called on you.
I said I didn't want anything to do with your fucking corpo.
Anything corporate or civilian, all certified.
So you're saying I can get any job with this?
Yeah, unofficial ones too. Wage slaves love hiring indies. Execs trying to keep it down low but above board? This is super fucking rare. Accept it and say thank you.
Don't go all bossing me around now. I've technically only met you 2 days ago.
And now I'm your boss. Get used to it.
Just like that. What about the fake mayor? And whatever is left of this city's politics? What are the consequences for that executive?
That's classified for you. But otherwise, yes. Just like that.
I'm not too sure how much I like that. And the exec that did all this just goes free. After what I had to go through.
Not enough to tie him, unfortunately. Instead, focus on the finder's fee we're giving you for bringing and settling this quietly.
So what you're saying is everyone actually behind this gets to go free, and I'm being given the options of forced light employment or jail. This really feels like a come around and chomp you in the ass kind of deal. My god, the city is corrupt.
Look, stranger. All this is just a little murder, a little mayhem, some corporate fraud, and a good time. Don't worry about it. That's just city business. It's all a bit cliche, after all.
Thank you for listening to the pilot episode of A Man Called Stranger. Stay tuned for episode 1 in 2 weeks, and don't forget to like and follow in the meantime. If you want to stay up to date with the production and speak to the crew, you can join us on the Discord. And if you want to help support the show, get me a new house, and like bourbon and stuff, you can be our first supporter on Patreon. Until next time, and don't you forget, they're coming for you now.
Alright, that's Resh paid, Tracer paid, even gave Kittle something to nurture a future working relationship.
Where's Tracer? I haven't seen him since... Oh.
That just leaves the manager and us.
Great. How much is left?
5,000.
Oh, each? That's barely anything. I've got to get a new house, new stuff.
No, not each. In total.
Aw, damned. Alright, well, I'll split it with you 50-50. It's the least I can do.
I was going to take 50 regardless, but nice of you to offer first. Consider it payment when it comes next.
What? There is no next. We're done. We're in the car. We're driving off into the sunset. That's it. I just want to lie down and have a drink.
Oh yeah? And where do you think you're going to do that?
Ah. Right. I see your point. Hey. By any chance, do you happen to have a couch I can crash on?
Yes. But it'll cost you extra 10 to agree.
Fair. Won't be for long. Gonna start looking for new places tomorrow. Gonna get an office this time.
Really? So soon? Where do you think?
Well, a little lizard told me that the dogs are pretty cheap right now.
You're serious? You're a moron.
No, I'm just a man called Stranger.
Why did you say it like that?
Say it like how? I didn't say it in any particular way.
You totally did. You were all like, a man called stranger.
I did not.
Totally did.
Shut up, nerd. Go back to sleep.
Wake me up when no one's shooting anymore.
A man called stranger. You know that's a stupid thing, right? Everyone's a stranger to someone.
Yeah, but I'm all like the stranger. You know, because I don't know anyone, not even myself.
Oh, wow. Very deep, very deep.
No, I'm just a man called Stranger.
Who are you even talking to?